comment.
Quick comment. That tweet by the Boston Police Department is disgraceful. I can appreciate what Red Auerbach meant to the game of basketball. I appreciate the opportunities he gave to African Americans, but for them to do that for Black History Month, it's an insult to black people. And I just want to make sure that I'm clear about that.
Well, particularly in these times politically, the way that comes off, whether it was intended or not, and let's give them the benefit of the doubt and say it wasn't intended that way. But the way it comes off is trolling, particularly from law enforcement, particularly in a place with a reputation, deserved or not, like Boston, on Black History Month to show a white coach and talk about the contributions he made. Feels like, I'm sure, too many trolling.
And more importantly, it gives the impression that you have this insatiable appetite to celebrate someone white as opposed to someone black, which is what this is one of the reasons why we have such a big divide in our nation. Way to go. Not an intelligent decision.
Let me ask you this real quick, just real quick about that. If it was Branch Rickey, who's much more famous for integrating baseball, and it was a tweet among several tweets where Jackie Robinson and others were also honored, would you feel the same way?
If African Americans were honored, then I probably would not feel the same way. But if you're telling me that you want to give credit to someone white during Black History Month, you're ignoring history.
It looked like a joke tweet at first. I thought it was a fake tweet.
You need to be more aware.
Like, in other words, it wasn't really the police department.
It's embarrassing. Max, let's get back to what IT said, though. Basically, he said he got his superpowers back. Do you feel like that's a shot at LeBron?
100%, obviously. Who else is a shot at? It's a shot at LeBron. He's taught, he felt hampered in the Cavs system playing next. Real quick about that. If it was Branch Rickey, who's much more famous for integrating baseball, and it was a tweet among several tweets where Jackie Robinson and others were also honored, would you feel the same way?
If African Americans were honored, then I probably would not feel the same way. But if you're telling me that you want to give credit to someone white during Black History Month, you're ignoring history.
It looked like a joke tweet at first. I thought it was a fake tweet.
You need to be more aware.
Like, in other words, it wasn't really the police department.
It's embarrassing. Max, let's get back to what IT said, though. Basically, he said he got his superpowers back. Do you feel like that's a shot at LeBron?
100%, obviously. Who else is a shot at? It's a shot at LeBron. He's taught, he felt hampered in the Cavs system playing next. Isaiah Thomas in a contract year is going to want to take more shots than maybe he'll get, etc. They were proven to be right. It turns out LeBron, it seems, Stephen A. didn't want him there from the beginning. Isaiah is severely undersized. He didn't sign off on the trade, is what everyone's hearing. And that is on LeBron to not kind of give it a better effort to integrate Isaiah. And it's also on Isaiah to not have given it a better effort to be integrated into the team. Him saying he has his superpowers back, he's really saying, see, look at me, I'm the same player. I just couldn't be with that guy.
I took it as a shot at LeBron, Tyronn Lue, and the Cleveland Cavaliers organization because of how he exited the franchise. When he exited the franchise, he wasn't just some miniature dude who did not fit in. Suddenly, you were hearing stuff about how he was a malcontent, how he was complaining about the coaching, how he was complaining about shot selection, how he was complaining about ball movement, lack of touches, and all of these different things. Now, he looked good against the Lakers the other night. I'm here to tell you that right now. And by the way, his agent, Aaron Goodwin, was, basically wanted to send a message that some tweet that we alluded to last week, it was never a tweet. What happened was he had spoken to Rachel Nichols and essentially told Rachel Nichols where he stood on the matter, because obviously he had a conversation with the Lakers, but he had never tweeted out.
I called it a tweet. I apologize for calling it a tweet.
That's what he wanted to say. I didn't know.
Aaron Goodwin. It was a text.
That's both.
Correct. Was it a text or was it verbal and then text?
I think it was verbal to Rachel Nichols.
Someone else tweeted it.
And somebody else tweeted out. That's how it went. But it doesn't matter. I just wanted to.
Nevertheless, he said it.
Well, we both were talking about it. But he had a conversation with the Lakers, which is why something like that transpired. That conversation took place. But that's neither here nor there. What it comes down to is this. Isaiah Thomas looked good with the Los Angeles Lakers. He fit right in because he's going to have the ball in his hands, and they want him to be aggressive, and they want him to get a certain number of shots. So those are the kind of things that come into play. When you look at the ball movement and all of those things that they were talking about as it pertained to him, the fact that he's looking for a new contract, looking to get paid, knowing that the situation wasn't ideal for him. And then on top of it all, you turn around, and as he's walking out the door, you're talking about him in a fashion that's going to cost him money. That's where the problem lies. And see, this is the slickness that we have to take into account, Max. As an organization, whoever did it, I don't know if it was LeBron or anybody else, but whoever did that, As an organization, you have to know, Molly, that when a guy is approaching a contract year, things like that, storylines like that will cost you millions.
Of course.
It will cost you millions.
Right.
And that's the one. I don't look at him as taking a shot at anybody. I look at him as coming to his own defense because you've got folks that were insensitive to minimizing him and his potential cachet.
How short Isaiah Thomas is. He has been severely underpaid, grossly underpaid compared to what he can do offensively. As I told you, I was on LA radio at the time when he was a free agent, and Marcellus Wiley and I would talk about all that, like, wait, if he's going to go for under $10 million, why wouldn't the Lakers or any team sign him? I thought he would get $15 million or something like that. Right. He wound up getting 6.75. So he has some catching up to do in terms of his paycheck, and I understand why he's interested in that. Here's the danger of Isaiah Thomas on any team, including the Lakers. He is so excellent offensively that whatever you think your plans are, we're going to keep him on the bench, we're going to bring him in as a sixth man, they tried it in Phoenix, whatever you think your plans are, in the end, it's like, well, if we're trying to win games, the way he shows up offensively, it's going to cause a problem because many nights you're going to think your best chance to win is to start this dude and give him a lot of minutes.
Right, and that's great basketball analysis. But in the end, there's another level of analogy that has to come into the equation, and that's the temperament of a player. Now, if you're just a temperamental kind of dude, then you deserve stuff like that being said about you. But if you have been victimized because you've been placed in an unwanted situation, and you find your best way to deal with it, and then they still find a way to move you, but are talking about you as you walk out the door, knowing it could potentially cost you millions of dollars, then that is a different problem. By the way, I think it was a text that Goodwin said. I'm not sure, but I think it was a text, but it's neither here nor there. That's the issue.
Yeah, his reputation took a huge hit, especially after what he did with the Celtics and still playing after his sister and all those things on and off the court.
They're not just looking at him right now. Here's all you need to know. They're not just looking at Isaiah Thomas now as a basketball player. They're looking at his temperament, his demeanor, and all of that other stuff to gauge and judge what he's worth.
Never a question
Which was never a question before.